All right, guys, I'm A-Way. This A-Way the Shed, and today we are back. We got Rico Finesse. Man, there's a lot going on in hip-hop, from Young Thug, Durk, to Diddy. Let's talk about the Diddy situation. When they found 100,000 or some crazy odd number, baby, or what was your initial reaction?
My initial, I was like, what's the baby boy? Like, I don't really know what it's for, so I'm like, my initial reaction was like, why would you need that much? But then I seen a post that said it was, I don't know if it's true or not, it could be not, but I seen a post that said that it was something else in the baby oil bottles. It was like some drug or something like that. And that's probably why he had something. If it was a drug in there, then he probably had a lot, because he probably uses to drug people, allegedly.
Heck, allegedly, all alleged. He had one of his male prostitutes try to testify or go to. Yeah, it's crazy to say that about
It's
another man.
kind of crazy.
But he came out and was saying that they were actually dealing guns with people overseas, and that because they were, flying private, they didn't actually get checked. Do you think hip hop? That's just what a lot of the big people in hip hop do. Do you think that's a common thing you'll find at the very top? Is just money hungry? Do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think on the top, people just because. The typical artists don't make a lot of money, and you see like big artists don't be making a lot of money on the back end. So then you got the people on the very top, like Diddy or like anybody else on that level, and they got money, but they got to keep that money flowing too. They got to keep money coming in, or they don't. That's why they be investing in everything else. But inevitably, I think they be trying to get all that money just so they can have the ability to go travel and privately and not have to worry about nothing, not have to worry about nobody checking their bags or whatever they're doing. And they be all into probably some shady behavior.
You said that. Speaking of that as well, there's no money on the back end for bigger artists. Lil Durk was caught up in a situation where he was alleged murder for hire or anything like that.
Yeah.
If you're doing that at that big, is there really money in hip hop, and should that worry a lot of people trying to get into hip hop?
See, I don't think it like if he did do that, I don't think it was because of any like money. I think it's not to say that he must not have money like that because he allegedly did that. I don't think that's the case. He could have been 20, 30 million, 40 million dollars up and potentially could have still possibly been involved in that, because I think certain people so one thing that is interesting about the whole situation is it kind of because remember when King Von first died and it was all like he sacrificed Von, and it was kind of like a narrative going around that kind of shut down all those narratives. But at the same time, it's like, if that's the case, that shut down the narratives. At the same time, it's like, why would somebody that big directly order a hit on somebody knowing that they could potentially get caught up for it? So I don't know.
But do you think, if you, let's say, put yourself in a situation where you have $40 million, somebody disrespects you in a way that you wouldn't tolerate at all even today, let's say he crossed the line, do you think it'd be worth to blow a few millions for court fees and everything if you still keep a few million, if you can get away with it?
Wait, what? Kill him?
Anything. If you handle him, have him beat up, sent to another country, tormental, anything like that, do you think it'd be worth it once you get a certain amount of money, you can cover your assets that you feel untouchable?
Nah, because I mean, to be honest, like, it depends really how long you're gonna spend in jail. Because you look at Young Thug, he allegedly did all these crimes, and he spent 2 years locked up just to get out, and probably spent over $2 million in lawyer fees. And I mean, he on probation. He didn't beat the case, but I mean, was it worth the last 10 years of potential crime or whatever the case may be? I mean, I'll say in his case it probably was.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was shaking my head. Oh, yeah.
If you propose that to me, like, say you have $40 million and you kind of did, yeah. Nah, it probably would be worth it. I ain't gonna lie,
he said, "Don't fuck with the man with that money."
I mean, cause look, he getting out, right? I mean, say he did do all those crimes, but he getting out for not a clean slate. But he on probation. He got a lot of stipulations. But that's better than 40 years in prison. But they couldn't have gave him 40 years in prison clearly, because if they could have, they would have. And so it was a lot of. I just looked into a lot of that case. It was a lot of sloppiness and corruption and everything else going on, and it was crazy because his prosecutor, that Fannie Lewis lady, the one that's like the face of the whole case. So the biggest charge on that Rico charge is a murder of somebody that, like, Young Thug Op or whatever, and that dude that allegedly he murdered or got murdered or whatever, the prosecutor was messing with him at time or at the same time or whatever. And this is all like a vendetta to get at Young Thug, and that's why they didn't have their whole case together when they charged him, because it was more probably a vendetta type of thing or revenge type of thing than actually trying to prove the case, because clearly they couldn't even prove the case because
so they're doing it through illegal and terrible means. Which, as you being an artist and you continue to grow in a bigger face, does that worry you that if you do get something small, minor, that they'll try to exploit it and make you an example for whoever you at for the community, just to push? Let's say you might get caught with a blunt or whatever, they're gonna prosecute. They're gonna make sure your picture's gonna be first thing. Because sometimes pictures aren't put out and everything like that.
I think it depends, because I think it depends what type of artist you are, what type of music you're pushing. Because me, I don't be making a lot of music that's gonna make me look like a criminal or anything like that. So they probably less likely to hassle me too much. But if it's an artist that's like well known, that's promoting or just music sound like they promote a little crime, a little this and that, whatever, and the cops know that, then yeah, they got a whole gang task force against, like in Fort Wayne, that's for artists in Fort Wayne that's talking about gang activity or crimes or whatever. So they investigating that already. So yeah, if they know about you, you only got to be famous or well known. If they know about you, then you're gonna be on their radar. And once you're on the police radar, you're on their radar forever. Like they know, they keep up with you. And you don't know that, but they keep up with you for real.
Speaking of Fort Wayne and the gang ties and the music ties as well, is Fort Wayne becoming more of a dangerous spot? As I've seen the shootings have wrapped up probably twice within the last 130 days compared to ones prior and everything like that. Do you know what's going on, or the young guys or the older? What's going on in Fort Wayne?
Man, I think it's just a lot of kids and young people just going and being reckless. That's really a lot of what it is. I think, like I was saying off camera, it's a lot of like drugs. It's a lot more drugs in the city. It's a lot more crime because of that. And there's a lot more people wanting money and don't got money, so they robbing people. They selling drugs, and then it's just like, well, it's horrible. But it's really, a lot of that is avoidable. But it's just so people hungry out here. People broke. People ain't got no money, so people out here doing a lot of bad shit to get money. And yeah, that's really what's going on. It's sad, but it's more than that. It's really because it's not just drugs. It's also gangs and the other gangs, and the miniature gangs, the big gangs, little gangs, and friends, group of friends, cliques, and all that. And a lot of them just they don't get along and they fighting or whatever the case may be. And it's sad. Honestly, it's a lot of shootings.
You said the shootings have been crazy, rampant. The guns in the downtown and everything like that. Do you think social media's had to play a part or increase that role in the crash outs or the more of the young YNS, as we like to call them, and everything like that?
Yeah, I think it influenced them for sure. Like, I think it influenced the kids to want to be like that, because you see rappers. I mean, we had rappers too growing up. That was like that, and that might have influenced us to be a certain way. But it wasn't to the point where it is now, because we knew who he was in the day. We wasn't about to let any type of artist influence us as a person. But a lot of times you get kids they've been looking up to this since they was 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and they out here.
Yeah.
and really it's a lot of these rappers, like big rappers, that's just pushing it, and it's become a more mainstream type of music form, and a lot of people just follow that. But then the kids also, it's a combination of that and just being from a bad place and being involved around the crime or whatever the case may be is going on. So
do you think us as the fans also contribute to the crime that artists do as well, or anything?
Not me in particular or us, but a lot of fans do.
The community.
Sure.
When I say that, like the general population of fans, like, and when I say that, meaning do they, how should I say it? Obviously with the Durk, that was a situation where fans were saying Slide for Von, trying to saying that we won't listen to you or see you the same.
See, I think that was going to happen. I don't know. I feel like when I think about that, because I knew that was going on a lot, but I feel like if Durk was going to do that, it was going to happen regardless, whether the fans saying Slide for Von or whether they not saying that. I think either way, if he's the type of person that he say he is, and people, if that's the case, if he allegedly was going to do that, he was going to do that anyway. It really wasn't about the fans. I think the fans did cause a lot of pressure and cause like a lot of just a lot of narratives to change around the situation, because you got the Slide for Vine narrative going around like, oh, you supposed to be this drill rapper, and it's like, and then you got the whole he sacrificed him, he's just trying to get bigger, he right after that happened he became big, but he was already big. And I never believed that. I was like, that really don't make no sense, like, to the way the situation happened, how it played out. How could he have set that up? That really don't make sense to me. So I never really believed that, but
So when it comes to fans, and let's talk about the generalizing, do fans love when lines are blurred with artists, meaning the art sometimes messes with real life? Do you think we prefer that, or do we prefer artists that are just true in art that may not reflect who they are as a person?
I think whenever it benefits the fans is when they care about it. Like, I think if so you got like a little Tekka who openly be like, yeah, it don't really matter, I'm not really, you don't gotta believe what I say, I'm not really telling the truth anyway. And you got the other artist, but he's not ever been like that. So I think if you got an artist that's been rapping street raps and just making drill music or whatever, and then he end up getting caught up and somebody record him, getting beat up or whatever, like, yeah, he not really about what he say he is, that's when the fans gonna care, because they're gonna be like, oh, he's supposed to be this and he not, so, and there's gonna be a whole thing.
Mm-hmm. So I know you've been moving more independent in your own style and everything like that in Fort Wayne, because you've been a part of it as well, like you said, for a little bit, but you haven't really tried to put your stamp in Fort Wayne. You're thinking bigger. Can you explain everything like that and why?
So, like I was saying, the scene in Fort Wayne is just ain't really what it's supposed to be. It's a with the shows and the performances. Like, I ain't really did no shows. Well, I've been doing something recently, but I ain't did no shows since, like, I did last month. I did one. It was like a month ago or something like that. And that one was the first one I did. Well, I've been doing what I'm saying is, in 2022, I was doing a lot of the bar circuit, a lot of the bar shows. 2023, I did like some openings at Pierre's for like bigger artists, and I did maybe like one bar show, I think, in early 2023, maybe. And then this year I just been slowing down. I've been doing like if I'm doing shows right now, it's not gonna be at no bar, and I think a lot of the whole circuit and scene is based on the bars and all that. But at the same time, it's more than that, because the whole model on how people going about these shows just ain't right, and it's been like that for a long time. And it's like two different models that most promoters go by that they've been running these shows, and both of them just don't really do nothing for the artist, and it don't really bring quality to the show. And it's just, I'd rather if I'm gonna do something like that, I'm gonna do it myself. I'm tired of going through promoters that really don't know what they're doing, or they might know what they're doing a little bit, but they going on something that's so outdated that's you never gonna produce a quality show like that. But the people I have worked with, it is good promoters who I have worked with who are doing good and doing their thing. But I mean, I just feel like if I'm gonna
shout out those names so others that are looking to, they want to work with them as well.
Yeah, shout out to Kamari. Kamari is dope. Kamari Drake. He put me on matter of fact, I think he put me on my first show. I think we talked about this back on my first interview with you, because I was getting ready for that first show, or I just did that first show or something like that. But that was 2022, like early 2022.
So not many.
Yeah, and since then I did a lot of shows with him, and he one of those. He an artist too, but he one of those, and that's what I'm saying. Like, he's an artist, so he kind of gets the whole scene and how to run it, at least as an artist, because you know how you're gonna want a show to go. And a lot of these promoters that's not artists ain't really benefiting the artists, and they just and it is what it is. But I just know if I got the means and I got the like space to be able to do something on my own, then why wouldn't I do it on my own? I got I got everything I need for it, so why not?
Yeah. You dropped a recent song here, and I've seen all the visuals. They're pretty dope. The one you dropped recently was pretty
dope. I appreciate that. That was, see, I dropped that, but that was like I dropped. That wasn't the last song I dropped, but that was just, I'm still promoting that, that one. So yeah, I'm starting to get into that.
Visuals was crazy, man. Can you talk about what's been your inspiration, or is it Tom? Like, give us all like the back.
Man, it's Tom. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, it's Tom. But at the same time, I got some ideas I be trying to put in. But like when it comes to the camera work and the edits and all that, that's all Tom. And a lot of times I don't even be knowing what he's doing. He like, stand here, and he put a light right there, and he put the camera over there, and he like, all right, go. And I'm rapping, and I'm like, I don't know how this finna look, because it don't even like. But then he put the vision together. Like that first one I just posted was just like me standing still and the smoke coming in. But I'm about to post this other one coming up like few days probably, and that one is the whole vision of that. Like I'm driving in a car, there's another scene where he moving the camera. Like that was just that was just one little promo. I don't really care about that. It was just me standing still for 20 seconds and I had to stay completely still. I'm trying not to breathe. It's hard because he want me to stay completely still, don't breathe or nothing. He just got the camera on me, got the smoke coming in slowly. The smoke choking me up, and I'm trying to. That's why my face is like that when I was in there.
Hell yeah. Do you have anything that we can expect to look forward to in January, or song, or maybe a show, or anything that you do have planned up for us?
I got some shows that's gonna happen, but I ain't got no specific dates on them just yet. And also I'm dropping another project early next year, and I want to say early next year, but it might push back because I'm a perfectionist when it comes to that. But back in, I think I talked about this in my first interview too. I just dropped a project called Heavy Heart, and I'm finna drop Heavy Heart 2 up probably like closer to my birthday in March. But I don't know for sure though, because I might. It depends. I'm trying to expand my horizons with the features and try to work with more artists, because I be working with my same couple artists, and that's not really. I don't know. I want to start doing more, especially on my projects, because I be so closed off to even working with other people a lot of times.
Mm-hmm. Heck yeah. Before we wrap it up, I want to ask one question, because it's about another artist that was going through some legal issues. And I've asked people like this all the time because I spin it off. G Herbo basically was getting in trouble for fraud. It was about a couple $1 million worth. So then I proposed a question to everybody else. If you had to go lay down for 2 or 3 years, because that's what I think he got his final sentence or whatever he had to go do. When he was facing it and everything.
Oh, yeah.
If you were to have $10 million and you hide it, and you can hide it, they don't find it, but you got to do 2 or 3 years, do you have someone that you can trust to hold on?
Yeah, for sure.
And would you do that for 2 to 3 years? You get $10 million.
10 million? Yeah, no question. Because I mean, like, I don't know, I got a lot of family, and I got I'm blessed with a family I can trust, and people in my network that I can really I could give. Even my brother, I could give him $50 million and he won't touch it, and he'll be cool. I can get, I got family. So yeah, 2-3 years. Yeah. It's worth it.
I was gonna say yeah.
I mean, it's like, imagine you spend 2-3 years on the outside and you trying to grind, and you don't make $10 million, you make $50,000 overall. And I'm not saying you wasted your time, but you could have spent that time somewhere else and made more money.
You got a message for the fans, man? Start this new year right.
Yeah, I say just work on yourself, be the best person you can be at all times, and meditate, and yeah, that's all I gotta say. But I do got a message for all the young artists too out there, because I think it's a lot of artists in Fort Wayne that's coming up that I'm starting to meet at these shows and starting to talk to, and they good, and they got a lot of potential. And I want to start working with a lot more people. But I think a lot of artists need to just focus on them, focus on yourself, because it's like artists and self-development is the most important thing you can possibly be doing as an artist, and you just gotta work on that every single day, because I'm still working. Everybody's still working on everything, so everybody gotta just keep working on yourself and keep doing your thing, and you're probably gonna be a lot further along.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by again, brother.
Yes, sir.